I guess Mjolnir was still nearby and Stevel tries to pick it up, and it's here where it's revealed that the enchantment was changed. Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be stronger, shall possess the power of Hydra. So the power of Hydra is like lightning? They had come to power on the back of a lie some of them even believed, that others let them believe. They had made us feel small, weak, fearful. They had reveled in their strength, their power over us. And here's what I've been leading up to this entire time with my frustrations with this book. It does not understand fascism. It thinks it does, and it seems to be leaning in the direction of it, what with this whole they think they're strong thing. But unfortunately, the comic has kind of spent its entire length reinforcing the lie. See, he was still only able to lift the hammer because of strength. It kind of bought into the greatest lie that fascism ever told, that it is strong, that it is orderly, that it is might and power and deference to might and power. For the longest time, the popular belief about Nazi Germany was that it was an efficient war machine that took a broken people and almost conquered the world. The truth is, the methods they used were inefficient, corrupt, and ultimately self-defeating. They cared more about propaganda and pushing out an image of fortitude than actually doing anything that would truly help themselves. They used scapegoats, bigotry, anything they could to try to get people on board with the programs, even while they suffered under them. And yet, at every turn, the comic keeps trying to make Hydra look like some unstoppable juggernaut, utilizing seemingly cool iconography, improvements on the world like advancing science and better test scores and more jobs. And sure, the concentration camps and restrictions on free speech and stuff are mentioned, but more like glanced over and ignored, especially since we've got our benevolent leader, Steve Rogers, who just wants to help. Fascism is cowardly. It is selfish. It is self-serving. It is corrupt and greedy. But the writing keeps trying to make Hydra Cap sympathetic. Like he's just regular old Steve Rogers, but bending the rules a bit. And thanks to both the Punisher's talk and the Omega issue, it's revealed he totally planned to just restore everyone who had been killed in all this to life. Not even the rebooting the universe thing of Hal Jordan. Just undo all the damage and everything would be hunky-dory. He's so tortured by all the terrible things he had to do or let others do. He just wants to make the world better. Is that so wrong? Yeah, no. Fascism is not kind. It is not decent. It does not care about the individual, because the individual is subservient to the state, and in particular, whoever runs that state. It is not compatible with Steve Rogers. Fascism does not fight for the greater good, it fights for the exaltation of the inhuman, the commemoration of cruelty, and the hatred of the different. Fascism is a loser ideology. This story thinks that fascism is just a generic dictatorship, and that's especially why it doesn't feel as relevant as Marvel and Nick Spencer wanted it to feel. There's no mention of how people become fascists nowadays. The radicalism, preying on the downtrodden and using them as scapegoats, giving would-be fascists a taste for it by being edgy and bucking against a system that wants understanding and empathy, but they claim is just a nanny state or policing your behavior. It doesn't show how that transitions into starting to hate others for simply being alive, how it takes advantage of their selfishness, turning irony into outright bigotry. It doesn't show the tactics wherein they try to come across as the civil, reasonable ones, when really they're just trying to get a platform to spread their gospel. It doesn't show the bootlickers, the ones who are happily ready to sell out their fellows because they can smell power and opportunity. The ones who do so in the book? Just the misguided, the blackmailed, or the mind-controlled. It doesn't show that it's not really about trying to make the world better, someone changing from insecurity to cruelty. And the cruelty is the point. But it's okay, guys. We'll be fine with fighting fascism in the real world as long as we can convince a magical glowing cube to snap her fingers and bring Captain America back to punch his evil duplicate who's supposed to be the same as him, except he likes green and yellow more.